Did you know that NRIs contributed 15% of the total residential property sales in India, and this figure is expected to rise up to 20% next year? That means 1 out of every 5 residential properties is being bought by an NRI. Now, when NRIs invest in FDs, mutual funds, PMS, AIF, they have a clear idea of what kind of exact returns or a range of returns they can get from this investment. But when it comes to investments in real estate, NRIs have no clue of how much returns have been generated over last so many years. It is only after a few years have passed, and now while selling the real estate property, it comes to light that not only your real estate investments have given lesser returns, but it has also failed to generate inflation adjusted positive returns. Don't you think it is important to check how much real returns your real estate investment is generating, especially when the ticket size is so high? Let me take you through a live example of one of my clients' real estate investment. This example will not only show you how real estate has performed in the last 8 to 10 years, but also give you an understanding on how you can calculate real returns of real estate investments. So, I would want to take you through my Excel sheet and show you the numbers. Now, in this specific example, as you can see, the property was bought in 2015 and it was sold in 2024. When this property was bought, it costed somewhere around 1.1 crores, and now while selling the property, it is getting sold for 2 crores. So my client thought, wow, I have made almost 1 crore sort of gains on my real estate investments. But what is the exact number? Let's find out. So in 2015, when he was planning to make this investment into property, the dollar rates at that time were 67. And sorry, I forgot to mention that the client is a US based NRI. That is the reason I am taking USD for my calculations. So now in 2015, when he bought the property, the dollar to INR rate was 67 rupees. And now in 2024, that rate has increased to 84. So if a house costed 1.1 crore at the time of buying and 2 crore at the time of selling, convert this amount into USD and you will see that at the time of buying it costed somewhere around 164k US dollars, and at the time of selling it is costing around 238k USD. So if you see point to point returns over last 9 years, you will find that the compounded annual growth of this sort of investment has to be somewhere in the range of 4.2%. As you can see, I have entered the buying cost as 164k and the selling price as 238k. Over 9 years if I calculate, the returns will come somewhere around 4.22%. So the same I have noted here, that the gross CAGR from this investment over 9 years is 4.22% in dollar terms. Now on this property, the owner was also able to generate an average of 2 to 3% kind of rental yield. I have added that also to this calculation. So if you add the total returns from this real estate investment, it comes somewhere around 6.82%. Now typically somebody would think that since I have made almost a crore rupees on my 1.1 crore investment, my returns will be somewhere in the range of double digits. But that is absolutely not the case. In this case, as you can see, the total returns from real estate investment is somewhere around 6.8%. Now let's look at what other options did the client have while making the investment in 2015. If he would have made investments in FCNR deposit, he would have got a return of 6.1%. That money same invested into gold would have given him 8% return. S&P 500, which is a good stock market index of US, would have given somewhere around 13.6% returns, and good diversified Indian mutual fund portfolio would have given somewhere around 15% return. Now keep in mind that these percentage are after considering the rupee depreciation. So you can imagine what kind of opportunity loss the client has gone through by making this investment. I am absolutely not saying that real estate is a bad investment, but not every real estate gives you the kind of return that you're looking for. So simply buying residential property and renting it out does not ensure that you will make good returns with your money. So what did you notice in this case? As you can see from the above example, there are 5 main things that I want you to think about and take it away with you. First is, in this case, the real estate could only generate 6.82% of dollar adjusted returns, and the client was shocked to see the kind of opportunity he missed out on other sorts of investment avenues. Second is, while calculating the returns, we have considered the best case assumptions Like we assumed that the property was always occupied and there were no big expenses even though it has been let out for almost 9 years, which generally results in property high expenses for maintenance like painting, plumbing. We have also ignored the property tax paid, the society charges paid, which eats into your returns. Point 3 is that most of the property is not bought upfront with cash. There is some component of loan which accrues more interest and eventually reduces your returns. Point 4 is that the biggest and the most concerning part of real estate investment is that the owner of the property thinks that his property is valued at X amount, but the market always discounts the property by at least 10 to 20%. In this case, the real estate market price is always less than the price desired by the owner. Last point, but an important one because it concerns taxation. Now, when NRIs sell their real estate, they have to pay a high rate of TDS on the whole property sale amount. To get this extra TDS money back, you have to go through some hassles of applying for lower TDS certificates, which again comes with an additional cost. So dear NRIs, make sure you keep these 4 things in mind before making any investment into real estate in India. First is you have to set expectations on the kind of returns that you are expecting from this investment. At least aim for some kind of double-digit returns. You have to make sure that the property does not lie vacant. Even if the property stays vacant for more than 3 to 4 months, it will still start eating into your returns. Point 3 is that real estate is a highly illiquid investment. So make sure that you won't be needing money in the next few years. And the 4th is, please consider rupee depreciation while making real estate investments. Sometimes it will be wise to make real estate investment in the country where you are residing rather than making investments in Indian real estate. In this case, I am very sure if this money would have put in US based real estate, it would have generated some decent kind of returns, at least far better than 6.82%. So again, just to mention that I am not against real estate investment, but while making these investments, you have to smartly think, take advantage of any opportunity, or simply go for other financial assets if your return expectations are high and somewhere in the range of double digits. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next.